Hi everyone, Keenan Likes Cars here. Today we're going to have a look at the Reiza Studios pack with the awesome Brazilian Formula Vee around VIRginia International Raceway. So let's get into it. Okay, coming off the rolling start here down the first corner, and we're going to pop out since the AI brakes way early. Just careful to get in, have to be very careful. You see the car snap around there. That happens with front weight transfer. You have to be very careful, and you see cars off to the left there. It is absolute chaos here at the start. Going to this left-hander here. Again, you have to watch on the brakes. The car really likes to snap with front weight transfer, and two in front really fighting, almost going off the track there. Brake, be a little cautious. Got a car to the inside of us. Go down, right, and onto the back straight here. And what is happening? We've got 2, 3 cars off, and down the back, and whoa. And he's out of there. Alright, back down onto the back straight here. A little late for that local yellow. You can see this back straight really isn't a back straight, or I should say the first of two back straights, as this one's not really a back straight, as there's a series of S's up here. Very fast, very fun series of corners. And coming up to this top corner here, which is where the AI seems to be slow. That seems to be the place I catch on most. And these cars, the big thing is you can lose a bit of time, but as long as you're up on the back of a car in front in the draft down the long straights, such as right now going through Oak Tree, that is what matters, because you only have about 45 horsepower to play with. So you can see we're just drafting right up to the car in front, and we've lost the pack here, so we're just gonna push this car. Gonna do a little follow NASCAR, the two-car tandem here. Just gotta give them a little push to catch that front draft, otherwise we are sunk. We are not gonna catch them. You can see coming at the end of the long back straight here, braking, very awkward corner. You're braking to the slight left-hander and this tight right-hander. Back on the power. Now downhill coming towards the front straight. Coming into this last left-right, which is very quick, very careful, have to balance the car. You can see give a bit on entry to the AI, but have the exit, which is the important bit. So you can see we're starting to catch that pack in front. So again, we're just gonna give a little bump here. Just gonna scooch up and give a bit of a push. And here we go, down the front straight. Have to be careful, make sure you're lined up, otherwise you can end up hitting sideways and losing control of the car. See, a little back off just so we're not crowding in the braking zone. Maybe a little too much here. And in the first corner, have to really tiptoe, as this car is also on a tread tire, and it really wants to snap once it starts going. And that is lap 1 of 5 completed. Go back in this corner, you can see through this section, losing a bit of time, but again, that doesn't really matter as long as we can catch up to stay in the draft on the back straight. Big slide, you have to be very careful with this car, but that's also what makes it great, is it's very unforgiving. It slides around a lot, don't have a lot of power to work with, but that is fantastic in my opinion. It makes it really tricky to drive and really makes it a tricky car to master and fun to drive, and very rewarding when you get it right. You can see we've lost the pack up here through the S's, but using that top corner to our advantage, as we carry much more speed through there than the AI, we're just going to lightly bend it in, carry a lot of speed, and we are almost right back to the end of the pack again, coming into Oak Tree through here. As you can see, with a little bit of our help, we have now pushed the car in front and ourselves to the back of the pack of the two cars in front. Now coming back onto the back straight. Again, getting the draft, stay in as long as possible, pulling out, and hitting VMAX here. We kind of run out of steam on our opponents, so are we going to make the pass? Again, very deep, but we have to be very careful in the brakes. You see the car wanting to twitch around, and we are still side by side. AI deciding, yes, the grass is part of the racetrack, and now we have cleared. I mean, the final corner again. Very careful on the brakes. You see we caught right up to the two cars in front. You can see right now, very close to real life with these cars. This pack has broken up into different smaller packs of 2 and 3 cars, and when that happens, it's very difficult to move forward because the draft is so crucial in these cars. Back into the first corner again. You gonna go for both? No, back out of it a bit early. Getting here, tire squeal, and back through the twisty section where we do lose a bit of time. But again, as long as we can make up that gap by the back straight, it is fine. Oh, big slide there. Careful. I use all the curb here, straighten it out as much as possible, especially when I have such little power, as every little steering input just scrubs that tiny bit of speed. Alright, up through the S's again. Keeping it flat out, again, using all the curbs, trying to steer as little as possible, scrub off as little speed. Up this top corner, we carry a lot of speed through, just balance the car. Little slide on exit, but you can see just the huge amount of distance we made up right there. Now, into Oak Tree. Brake, and whoop, whoop. Over the curb. Meant to do that, and well, that's one way to pass. Not ideal, but here we go. Now we've put ourselves in a less than ideal position here because, as you can see, we are way away from that lead pack, and unless you are somehow extremely, extremely faster than your opponents, you're never going to catch up to a draft pack in these cars. So this might be as far forward as we get. Oh, again, big slide. Be very careful with these cars. Just tiniest little bit too much brake, and you weight transfer too much to the front, and they just want to snap and spin on you. But that's part of what makes these cars such fun to drive, is they're so twitchy on the limit, just on that knife edge, that it's a real challenge to get the most out of them. The first corner here, first time braking, not in a pack. You can hear the car wants to twitch under braking, just gentle steering input. You see we now have a pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars behind us. So managing that and manage them in the draft. Oh. Again, just a tiny bit of brake and the car snaps. And managing that pack behind us is going to be key to not losing any positions. Gonna say, if this is any judge of the Reiza pack, it is quite good. The only thing I really have to nitpick about this track is it seems like the curbs are a little weird, being kind of partially on the track instead of, you know, off on the exit. But apart from that, not that I've ever been to VIR, but you know, compared to the iRacing model, looks pretty close. Of course, updated, as the oak tree that made or gave Oak Tree its name is no longer. Speaking of which, going through the corner here, making sure to late apex, getting on the power, and see there, that's what I was talking about. That is the only really thing I can nitpick about this track map produced by Reiza, is that the exit curbs just, they don't seem like they're in the right spot. Coming down this long back straight, it's almost painful without any draft here. Without any help. You see just the front pack, they're just pulling away and there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, big slide, and caught it. At least we're pretty consistent in the lap times, it seems, within 2/10 there. Now running on our own. A little deep maybe in the first corner. Again, just trying. You see, we've kind of pulled away from the pack behind us there in the mirrors. But again, that means we're on our own, no draft help. Much better through that corner that time. Again, just light balance on the brake. Not so much using the brake capability of these cars. I'm not sure if I recall correctly, having a quick look at the Formula Vee, I should say, Brazil regulations. They are allowed disc brakes in these cars, which is a little unusual, as I know Formula Vee in the States and what's called Formula 1200 here in Canada run the original Beetle drums, which is, to be quite honest, more than plenty for these cars. As you can see, you don't really use the full brake in these cars. You're more managing weight transfer than you are slowing the car down. Here we go up the back straight for the final time here. As you can see, pulled away from the pack behind us, but we are not putting a dent in the pack in front. Again, without having that draft, you're just absolutely sitting duck here. There we go, across the line. That's 5 laps in the new Reiza Studios pack, or relatively recent Reiza Studios pack with the Formula Vee Brazil. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe for more content, and ring the bell. See ya!